this week's episode of Getaway, we'll take you to Mount Huang area to visit the old traditional villages, try the flaky tofu, and find out how the ink slabs are interestingly made. In this episode of Getaway, we'll take you to Huangshan area. Huangshan is to the southwest of Shanghai. If you drive there, it takes about 5 hours long, or you could simply fly directly there. Within an hour, you'll be landing in the Tungxi Airport. My first stop is Hongcun. It's a village in Yi County in the historical Huizhou region, near the south slope of Mount Huang. This village is arranged in the shape of an ox according to feng shui. Dating back to the Ming and Qing dynasties, the unique architecture and carvings of approximately 150 residences located here are said to be among the best of their kind, which easily attracts a lot of painters and photographers every day. 小孙，可不可以给我们介绍混村？
来这个地方主要是看它的建筑。那这个建筑呢，还是在明清的时候。明清的时候。明清建筑。要了解明清时候的帝王生活，请到北京去；要了解这个时候的老百姓的生活，就要到这个徽州来，到这个宏村来。那这个宏村很特别的，它是一个牛形的村落。它这个牛形的村落的话，是因为这里面的水系的规划，它是按照这个牛的这个消化系统来规划的。待会我们进村的话，就可以感受到所谓是怎样的一个牛形的一个村子。
那我们去那边看吧。Okay, let's go. The bridges here represent the legs of the town, whereas the South Lake forms the other internal organs, metaphorically speaking. 这里就是南湖嘛？
对，这就是南湖，因为它位于这个整个村子的最南边。那这个湖的形状，我们站在这个地方，你可以看一下，这就像是一把拉开的弓箭。弓箭，那这个地方呢就是弓弦的地方。那这个桥的话，就像是箭发在这个弓箭上面蓄势待发。这个池子的话，它就起到了一个过滤的作用，山上的水引到这个村子里面来，
引到这里啊。
那这边的话是村外面，
村外面，
所以这个水的话是流到这个村外。那这个生活垃圾也会流到这个村外。它这个小面积的打捞会比大面积的打捞要方便一些，所以这个地方起到了一个过滤池的作用。
好，我们可以去那边看吗？
对啊，我们可以从那边走。
好，我们走。Now we're heading towards the ox body, which are the village homes.
这个我们可以看这个墙的话，是我们这个婚代建筑外面的特征，叫粉墙黛瓦马头墙。它越黑，代表它的这个年代越久。
那哪个是比较久？
这个是久的，你看这个的黑的程度和这边黑的程度是不一样的。
它有点白白的。
对，有一些墙外面是有花纹的。就是说它虽然长时间的日晒雨淋，它的那个石灰会有脱落，但是它的表面还是有一点点纹理。但这边的话就不会，它的新的房子它是一片一片的脱落的。就通过这样的墙的这个外观，就可以判定这个房子的一个年龄。
好 ，OK。那 The streams actually function as the intestines here.
这个水晶。
这里，
这边的话就是这个牛床，这个水镇的话有1200多米长，这个水镇的水的话，它在古时候是相当于自来水，因为这个村里面没有这个自来水，那这个水镇的话，族长会规定8点之前为饮用，8点之后才可以在这个地方洗东西。现在的话，它是作为一个导航的作用，因为这个村子里小巷弄特别多，如果你进来的话，你不跟着熟人走，就很容易迷路。 所以我们就可以这个顺水就可以出村，逆水就可以进村，
很好哦。
以前的话盖房子的时候是把这个水阵规划好之后才盖房子的，因为对于这个水系的规划是非常严格的，几乎家家门前有清泉，这个水阵的话它是流过每家每户的。
The Huancun village is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as well as the famous Mount Huang nearby. It's an hour drive from Huancun to Mount Huang, and actually we were here exactly this time last year. There are cable cars taking you uphill from different directions. You can enjoy the wild feel during the ride and save up your energy for the adventures. Mount Huang is obviously known for its steep hills and gorgeous views made up of clouds. And it's also praised for its tall pine trees. If you're interested in checking out Mount Huang, just check out our website for the previous episodes. Honestly, it seems that the hotels in Mount Huang are not that nice. Before going on my trip, I'll find some place to stay in here. I think this one is designed in a unique creative style since it delicately maintains the same style as the surrounding villages. And the host here welcomed me with warm welcomes. I know that banyan tree in Huangshan, this location was very carefully selected. Could you share more about the whole experience selecting the location?
You see, we've always wanted to be located in China's most beautiful mountains, from Emei-san to Lushan and of course Huangshan. And at the same time, this whole area is so important because not only is Huangshan a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but all the guzhens here, like Hongchun, Xidi, they are also UNESCO World Heritage Sites. You could look 360 degrees behind you, around you, in front of you, and it's ringed by hills, and you're right next to an old town. More than that, you get an excellent sense of the seasonality of Huangshan. Now, of course, it's the transitional period where you get a little bit of a misty rain, which is a nice sort of its own romantic feeling.
What is your idea and what was the concept behind it?
I have always said to all our colleagues, and this is particularly important for us because unlike a lot of other hotel groups where they just come in and manage a hotel, we are actually totally vertically oriented. We design the hotel from the very beginning. We look for the site, we design the hotel, we design the guest experience, and then we manage it afterwards. So it's not like a Marriott or Hyatt and they just manage the guest experience, but they don't get involved with everything else. And when you as a guest come with your loved one for whatever purpose, honeymoon, or you come with your mother to share some retreat time, you then create the story. You create the drama. When you create the drama in our setting, then you have an emotional connection with us. You don't start to think of us as the hotel with the crystal chandeliers or the silverware. You don't think of the luxury anymore. You think of the really emotionally valuable time you had with your loved one. We create the setting for you to create your own story, and that has real power.
The weather changed so suddenly. I'm afraid I'm going to have to stay indoors instead.
I connected the social mission of community building with business platforms, integrating that to create the Banyan Tree Gallery. And I felt that this is an opportunity to give them a sense of their own artisanship, but more it is also an opportunity for what I call creative economics. We are supporting about 80 communities. You know, for example, when we do ceramics work like this, a lot of the work on the cutting, you look at it, is already done. But, you know, they have to probably do about 3 cuts to get one. Now, these are things that I just discovered yesterday from here. It is so pretty because it's a xiangsidou. And I like the idea that you can pick all this from anywhere. The mission is about producing things from the local, helping and supporting communities, yet they are functional and can use them.
Functionality.
Yeah, versus helping a group in Yunnan. Yes. And they use a special material. I think they get all this donated. And so we produced a number of this one to support this group, which is an NGO, that they are doing for the local community. So I think our work is to work with NGOs as well as with other businesses to create what I call resilient communities. Wow.
This place is completely decorated in the traditional and classic Anhui style. The weather here changes fast and in unexpected ways. For instance, it might be raining on the top of the mountain while it's totally clear down on the ground. It can get quite tiring exploring all around here, and since it's raining, perhaps some relaxation would be perfectly suitable to complete this whole day. The spa here is world-renowned, and my colleague strongly recommended me earlier to try the luxurious spa prior coming to this trip. The best part about it? I don't even need to go out to enjoy this because it's conveniently located right here. Get ready for a massage that exceeds beyond your expectations and imaginations. I felt so pampered that I didn't wish to go anywhere else but to simply indulge into a complete relaxation mode. With my tiredness knocked out of the way and feeling totally refreshed, I'm ready to go on exploring. On the next getaway, let us take you on a journey to the seaport of Changli in Qinhuangdao to look at the beautiful sand dunes in the Emerald Island.
吹出来啊！哇，特别的细，特别细。
Enjoy fresh seafood straight out of the sea.
You get all the juices coming out.
Going sand sliding.
Time to get away!
And riding on a camel? Plus, visit a new library on the beach that has everyone in town talking about it. You won't want to miss it, so see you next week.
We are born to survive in a world full of danger. Hardship makes us stronger. We dream impossible dreams and make them real. But we are not one. Mankind's struggles shape our destiny. And in those struggles, new worlds and new futures are born. Amidst the chaos of an unforgiving planet, most species will fail. But for one, all the pieces will fall into place. And a set of keys will unlock a path for mankind to triumph. This is our story. The story of all of us.
美之源果粒橙，自然美味，嚼得到。
靠着一双手，奔向中国梦。清肥粉。
我喜欢把美食和朋友围成一圈。可口可乐，朋友，美食，畅爽才够味，就要可口可乐。
再等下。油滑的一个炸
2、3，你们的兄弟现在在我的手里，只能救一个人。
我要出去！你先把他抓住！快走！救命啊！
极限挑战 ，Go Fighting 就在东方卫视。
Here we have all the great movies And here is where gathers all the famous stars. Action, science fiction, suspense, romance, we have it all. Interested in authentic foreign movies? Stay tuned to Ics for high drama every Saturday and Sunday.
"美之源果粒苹果，真实果粒真的不一样，自然清爽，嚼得到。新美之源果粒苹果，还有果粒雪梨哦。
Having hosted Getaway for 6 or 7 years, it's been an amazing experience. We've gone to places that you would never dream of going to. It's made me feel that the world is really a small place. You see a culture that's been preserved for thousands of years. People that go about their ways in a form that you would never have thought possible. In 2015, Getaway is going to be coming to you every Sunday night at 7:30. Care to join us?
Unlike the Mount Huang scenic area, this place is much more peaceful and quiet. Simply take a walk and you feel rejuvenated immediately by the fresh air and tranquil feeling. The smoke coming from the kitchen chimneys and traditional Anhui houses seem to have no connection whatsoever from urban life. You could find precious inner peace here.
Beautiful. Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. What are the features of this architectural project?
Well, to begin with, I wanted to interpolate a space here, which is actually quite simple and muted. You know, before you reach the big wow point at the lobby. So this is the courtyard which I put in between the two spaces, is to get you into the right frame of mood and mind. And I kept it very simple. It's following the tradition of the local architecture, which is a lot of very plain white wall, but with a beautiful feature of that gate floating in the middle. It's traditionally how the merchants in their houses will demonstrate their wealth by having a beautiful gate. This is the view I wanted everybody to look at when they come in.
Now I understand why it's called the wow factor. Completely makes sense.
This is one of the reasons why we chose this piece of land in the first place. Because you see this beautiful view of Luchun right in front of you, and in the background, that triangular mountain as a focus point is almost like a painting. And I wanted to look right out at the spot. But the problem I have is that, as you can see by the traditional houses there, the windows are all tiny. So I had all these headaches of trying to be traditional and yet capture the wow view. So in the end, I decided to rebel. So I just turned the whole building inside out. I exploded the traditional building. I just blew it up. So the walls opened up, boom, like that, revealing all the glass. It's all opened up to the world.
Today, I'll go into the town to know more about this mysterious city. There are two ancient streets in the center of Tungshi's district, separated by the Bin River, which is part of the Xin'an River. Tungshi Ancient Street dates back to the Song Dynasty with centuries-old history. And now it is a pedestrian commercial street where you could find snacks, souvenirs, and much more.
Ooh! I see tofu. And you know that I have a real thing for tofu, right? So I'm going to try this tofu because this one is a very different one. And you know that I have a lot of tofu series. So we're going to add another one to this episode. 你好，师傅，这个就是毛豆腐。
毛豆腐是我们惠州的特色。
我们这个毛豆腐在明朝前就有，当时朱元璋落难的时候，在我们澄海，就是当时没东西吃嘛，吃了这个，我们就是当时做毛豆腐的几个农户，舍了几个豆腐给他吃，他吃了以后打了胜仗。以后就做了皇帝，他就一直就没有忘记这个毛豆腐。
那老板，我特别想知道这个猫怎么产出来呢？
我们有菌种，有配料。这个配料呢是我们祖先逐步摸索出来的，就像种那个香菇、种木耳，一定要下菌种。
要一起放吗？
菌种这个豆子磨好以后呢，就下那个菌种。温度、湿度，还有一个地理环境啊，要把那个毛发酵出来啊，那是特别讲究。你看那个黑黑点点的，那就是包子。
包子，
那个很鲜美的味道就在像这长到这个程度要1个星期，那个拿出来煎好的，你试试看这个味道怎么样啊。
The tofu is my non-material cultural heritage. He told me that it contains a dozen different kinds of amino acid. In other words, I could try every kind of it and it would only cost 10 RMB. He also mentioned that he is the only one keeping the old tradition in making the flocky tofu.
好，谢谢。Well, this tofu is different in the sense that it tastes more like gourmet. It really is a tofu that it has been made for a long time, just like he said, for generations. It's not like a tofu that, when you go to McDonald's and you always expect the same taste of a French fries, or when you go to, you go to Lao Jie and then you think, okay, tofu is always going to be the same. It tastes like tofu, but I think the inside, the texture is very well made. So I think this is my favorite tofu, in a way, so far. I know it's hard. If you do all of the rankings of tofu, it's hard to pick. But I'm quite surprised because I thought that this was going to taste just like any other regular tofu. But my word is gourmet tofu.
Besides Tungxi Ancient Street, there's another historical place in this area, Liyang Ancient Street. The locals believe Tungxi Ancient Street retains the image of Ming and Qing dynasty, and that this one keeps the image of Tang and Song dynasty. Unfortunately, however, only several houses remain here now. The ink slabs made in this place are quite famous. There are many workshops along the streets where the slabs are made one at a time by hand.
师傅，你好，我听说过这里的砚台很有名的，是不是？
是的，我们这里的砚台啊，它讲究是那个密度、石头的好坏，还交工。砚台的发源地，江西婺源龙尾山，我们的石头称为龙尾石。我们原来婺源，在那个解放以前属于徽州的，
就是徽州。
徽州的那个徽州府在歙县，所以称为歙砚。石头的好坏，还有密度、声音敲得出来的，还有手感。我们的歙砚它有讲究各种品种的，有金星、梅纹、水波纹、鱼子纹，好多种，太多了。就是我们自己做砚台的时候，我们有的时候还分不清楚它是其实什么纹理，有的是模拟是下非下的，这边是金星的，还有这边有水波纹的。大的少，大的好的石头就是那就是天价的，小的石头就是跟玉一样，玉它不夹那个大小，它就是要好的。
那你要看质量的，对吧？
质量问题，质量你像这个石头的分量啊什么的，像就比一般的石头都要重一点。像这种砚台啊，都是他们在30年前做的，
以前很早以前。
那时候没有工具全部的工墙里面全部都用那个镯子，把它镯片，挣得不好一点，他就把它挣裂。 像现在的话，你像我这是切过去切的，现在的电动工具切就行了，那就打磨起来、泡发起来又快。让你很早以前那是没办法的，都是用手做，所以那个设业价格也蛮贵的。
Modern technology has made the work much easier and faster, yet most of the process still needs to be done with hands.
这一边这一块先把它敲掉。
又来。
像这个砚台啊，原来是人家买来的老砚台，就是那个时候就讲究这个材质好，但是这个石头是新生的，分量比这种石头要轻一点。好的石头它就是那个沙里面的沙心里面的，但是现在人讲了，有的人不懂，它就是好看。
就是我。
实话讲，它真正磨的好，还买那种竖起不掉的。但是现在的砚台怎么讲？像这个磨墨，这个也蛮好的，也容易发墨的，一下就黑了。这个墨也讲究的，这墨山的。
也有重生。
像现在一般的光闪的话，你像这种砚台，雕的话也是一个漫长的过程。这个弯一点，就是有点把它翘一样，这样子掏那个里面，掏这个空里面可以把它掏进去。九几年的时候，经济不景气嘛，我们是在农村的，干农活的。我师傅那时候是在我们当地有个工艺厂，就是做这个设业嘛。那我师傅呢是从小跟我一起长大的哈，他后来到设县那个现场呢，就是人家请他做事了哈。那时候感觉生意还好，他就叫我把他就把我带出来了。我就跟着他学。你看我们做这个砚台的时候，我们不用卷去吹那个灰。
为什么？
你看是我们一呼一吸，把灰尘吸到那个肺里去。所以我们做砚台我们不吹。那怎么？里面磨过的没事，帮它呼吸。你要磨了去嘛，这里面。砚台做好之后，就是我们用这个窑石拿来打磨。窑石就是磨刀石，有粗的，它有多少墨，有多少个指力的。粗的先打磨这个棱角，有的砚台就是磨工，它雕的不好，但是磨的好。这一把砚台像我们磨要磨半天，我老婆磨的话要一天。他做不到那个
更快，很亮，看起来的那个颜色。
磨过后，这里这个没有棱角，磨好过后让这个细的，这个细的要细一点，声音要小一点。磨好过后，人家用那个手感一磨，那是怎么样？磨光。
In case you're interested in these traditional ink slab tools, you could also find a great variety of them in the ancient streets. But a traditional workshop like the one I visited is a better place to get in touch with history. The craftsmen mold the slabs gradually, and step by step, it feels as though you're going back in the old dynasties. As if I were his student and he the teacher master. On the next getaway, let us take you on a journey to the seaport of Chanli in Qinghuandao to look at the beautiful sand dunes in the Emerald Island.
吹出来啊！哇，特别的细，特别细。
Enjoy fresh seafood straight out of the sea.
Look at all the juices coming out.
Going sand sliding.
Time to get away!
And riding on a camel? Plus, visit a new library on the beach that has everyone in town talking about it. You won't want to miss it, so see you next week.